Hey everybody, Dark Hour 717 here, and we are on Everest Harbor, and we are in PTU 313. Today we're going to look at the bounty system and getting our certifications and getting along to where we can get the new cave missions. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also follow on Twitch and get your entries in for April's giveaway for the MSR Fortuna pack, consisting of the Mercury Star Runner, the Green Mercury Star Runner paint, as well as the Cyclone MT, all with LTI. We'll be taking entries all month long, and we will award that on May 1st. Also, don't forget to hit that join button if you'd like to help support the channel. And we have a lot of great offers and memberships in there. We greatly appreciate all the support. And also check out our Patreon page as well as the merch store. Lots of new items there. And consider Amarok Spring if you're looking for an org to get into where you can get in on a stream or maybe just learn some new things. We are always taking applications and welcoming all new players and veterans alike. So let's get going. We're in PTU 313, and we were on here the other night for the stream, and things went really great and smooth. But today we're going to look at the bounty system specifically and see how that's going and see if we can't get some of those new cave missions. So I've already picked up all the components for my Harbinger, and we're going to head on down, grab that, and head on out. So let's get going. And the way that you're going to get to these cave missions is by completing your normal certifications. And really, if you're going through these quickly in 3.12.1, you're going to have no problem with it in 3.13. The way the certifications are set up are identical, and there's really no change. I would not say that even the AI has really improved much at all, if at all. And realistically, you're going to get through these quickly with any ship that you choose. And as you can see there, got him quickly. And we're going to open our Mobi-Glass here. We're going to take a look at the new Reputation app. As you can see here, we've got the Bounty Hunters and the Crusaders unlocked there. We can see our status up there in the top right. And of course, you can look at the dossier for each one and your progress as it goes along. So we're going to go in here and we're going to grab another one. Just grab that one. And again, we just come out here and it's going to be a simple target. Not going to take much at all to knock this guy out. And done. And we go back to our Mobi-Glass, go into our app, and we can see that we've gained some favorable reputation and we're progressing along, and as you can see, it's going to grow with each mission. Keep in mind, you also want to make sure you always grab your call to arms when you're doing this. It just gives you that much more extra AUEC when you're knocking these out. Yeah, let's go get this guy. There he is. Now, in most of these, just to save time, I take out the main target and I don't wait for any support fighters to come in because they're usually a few minutes behind. One thing that I did find is, I know in 3.12.1 that they kind of fixed the issue that you could be waiting several minutes before they actually pop into the area. That does kind of seem to have come back. On a couple of these, I waited in the area for 2 to 3 minutes before they actually popped in. And here in our app, you see I've unlocked the Hurston. I've got a little bit of rep in Hurston now. And I've got the Bounty Hunters Guild and the Crusader. Now, again, you can go into the red on this through illegal activities. And I would imagine that you're also going to see things pop up for the other mission givers, such as Eckhart, Vaughn, Twitch. And you'll see your progress and reputation with them as well, too. And we now have a cave mission. With the cave missions, there's 3 that they added. They have the FPS Cave Bounty, the FPS Cave Clear All, and the Cave Assassination. Now, the biggest difference between these is that the Cave Bounty is going to be, you're going after one person, you make your way through the cave until you find them and take them out. The Clear All is simply that, you clear out everybody. Now, those 2 I have done. Now, the third one is the Cave Assassination, and this one is only achieved by completing one Vaughn assassination mission, which is an illegal mission, and that will give you a crime stat. So it does count as a murder when you do that mission. So that's the only one I haven't done yet. In essence, pretty much anytime you do any of these cave missions, they're all going to be pretty much a clear all, because you're going to take everybody out on the way down. The caves themselves are gorgeous. There's a little bit of a lighting glitch here that you see at the opening, and I experienced that on all of them, but as you can see, it clears up once you get so far in. One good thing with the cave is the lighting has vastly improved because there's a lot more ambient light. Throughout these, I ran without my light on. It seems like sometimes the AI can detect your light. Other times it seems like they're blind. But going through with your light off is completely possible, and you can use their headlights as indicators of where they're at to see them far off in the distance. But unlike the caves before, there's more than enough ambient light to make your way through this entire cave without having to turn your headlight on, with the exception if you get turned around into a dead end or something like that, then it is helpful to flip it on. But as long as you're on the main path, you should never have to flip it on and risk being detected. As I mentioned, the details inside the cave, the vast open areas, is very impressive. It's absolutely gorgeous to explore around in here after you finish these missions. It doesn't appear that the AIs respawn inside until after you leave. So definitely a lot of areas to check out and see what else is in here. The detail they put into it is absolutely stunning. Now, one thing that I did find is that some of these still are hit or miss. There's still some issues with, as you can see here, I'm hitting the guy dead square. He's not falling. If you seem to be too far away, or if he's just behind something, it's almost like it's desynced and you're not actually hitting him. You get a little bit closer and you're able to take him out. The AI itself has been hit or miss as well too. There were some times that a couple of these that I did, you could walk into the cavern. They could be on the complete opposite side, 60 meters away, and they'd start opening fire on you. Other times I was able to walk up and almost be standing right next to the guy and he still didn't notice me. So it's either hit or miss that they're going to see you or they're not going to see you, or when is it that they're going to see you. If you're somebody that likes to use your knife and you want to use that to your advantage to get some knife and stealth kills, it's the perfect environment to do so. As I said, with this mission here, I'm currently on a clear all. You can see it gives you a count of how many hostiles are down there. So you can keep track of how many you have left. And there's really not too much question as to where you're going to find them. The path itself can almost seem somewhat linear. There are a few dead ends that you can turn down. Areas that if you don't turn your light on, you may not notice the ambient light coming through the pathway. So, for the most part, getting lost is pretty difficult. Now this mission here that I did, as well as the second mission that I did that we'll see after this is done, the caves were very similar. They weren't identical matches, but they were fairly similar. Neither one was a large opening that you could fly into. Both of them required you to park your ship right outside the entrance and walk in. So haven't come across a mission that required you going into one of the caves that you could fly your ship down into. We were in one of those caves the first night of PTU, and that was unbelievable. That cave itself, you can go for a distance, and then it forces you out of the ship and makes you traverse it to a point where you have to belly crawl to get into the back portion of the cave to continue on. The one thing that's impressive about this is the shadowing and the lighting effects inside. When the lights are off, you'll see these muted tones and dark shadows where you can still see some detail enough to get around. And when you flip the light on, the detail really pops out. But this kind of muted kind of view of things when you're running around with your light off is very impressive. Personally, I think it's very, very in-depth and almost immersive the way they have the lighting effects. With these flares along the way, though, they do make it very easy to find your way through. Almost to a point where, like I said, it almost feels linear, but still there's areas you can jut off into that will eventually end in a dead end. As you can see, we can use that target's headlight to indicate where he is. Now, with the three different type of cave missions, as I said, you have the cave assassination, cave bounty, and the cave clear all. This is a cave clear all where you just go in, you have to kill all the criminals that you find in here. And this you actually unlock by completing the Crusader Bounty introduction mission from your, basically your certifications. Now, the cave bounty mission is where you have that one specific target. You have to navigate the way through the cave, find a criminal target, and take him out. And any armed guards that you find, just to protect your own life. And then the mission will become available once completing the Crusader Bounty introduction mission from your Mobi-Glass. Now, with that one, you also have to complete the Hurston Bounty introduction, so make sure you do both of those. Now, your cave assassination, that's that one that you unlock by completing a Vaughn mission. As I said, you're going to make your way through a cave trying to locate a civilian target. You must take them out when you find them, and then because those cave missions are in monitored zones, you are going to get a crime stat. Now, is it possible to go up and take out the comm array before doing it? Very possible. It all depends on whether somebody goes back out there and puts the comm array up before you finish. One thing with these cave missions is they actually pay out a decent amount. With the clear all, it pays 30,000 AUEC. With the cave bounty, which is the other legal one, pays 25,000 AUEC. Now, the time length that it takes to complete is going to be entirely up to you as far as how fast you run through here. Do you take your time or do you rush through? And you're good at getting those targets quickly as you come up on them. That's going to be completely up to your play style. Now, is this something that you're going to be able to do over and over and over again non-stop? They pop up fairly frequently once you got them unlocked, but it becomes monotonous after a bit of time. I think if you mix this into your regular MRTs and LRTs and HRTs, it breaks up the monotony of the repetitive chip-to-ship bounty missions and gives you something to kind of take a break from that while still making a decent amount of AUEC. And honestly, I think once you run through these once, you're going to have them down fairly pat to where you can get through them much quicker. And it's not going to be such a guessing game as to where everybody is. Overall, the caves themselves, like I said, are gorgeous. And the lighting is unbelievable in here. It's a huge improvement over what we had in 3.12.1. The missions themselves are fun. And they're definitely worth doing and give you a nice little chunk of change to get back in return for it. So definitely recommend giving it a try, see what you think, and use it just to, like I said, break up that monotony, have something to, draw your attention to something else so that it's not so repetitive. Do 3 or 4 MRTs, come down, do one of these, and then go back up to do some HRTs or something like that. It's just a nice added feature to kind of help progress without getting tired of doing the same thing over and over again. Now, one downfall I did find to these and in bounties in general is I did do one ship-to-ship bounty that ended up with a level 2 crime stat. Somehow I did the bounty, completed it, and it gave me a level 2 for vehicle destruction. Theory that I can figure out is it must have registered me killing the pilot before the ship got destroyed, and then I got the vehicle destruction when the ship got destroyed. On the bounty mission here for the cave, I killed the target, and there was one other guard that was there. I killed him, and it gave me a level 2 crime stat. So once you kill the target, I believe that it registered the other henchman as a murder and gave me the crime stat for that. I have put in issue council reports on both those instances. But there you have it. Those are the cave missions and the beginning certification and kind of your reputation app inside your mobiGlas. I hope that you found this useful and that you give this a try once it goes live if you don't have access to the PTU. But really, it is a nice added gameplay style that will help progress you along in your different missions that you're doing. And so that way it doesn't become so repetitive. I recommend it for everybody. It's a decent amount of AUEC and definitely a great way if you're not good with FPS to get better at it. So hope that was helpful. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and also follow on Twitch. And don't forget to also check out our merch store and Patreon and also our new community tab on the YouTube page. And also our new memberships on YouTube. We got a lot of great things available on there that sign on up. If you want to help support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. And everybody have a great time and we'll catch you later.